will blaze. Fire will blaze, Holy Ghost fire will blaze. Fire will blaze, Holy Ghost fire will blaze. Fire will blaze, Holy Ghost fire will blaze. No more crying, no more crying, no more crying. Fire will blaze, Holy Ghost fire will blaze. No more complaining, no more fire will blaze, Holy Ghost fire will blaze. Wipe your tears, cause no more setback. Fire will blaze, Holy Ghost fire will blaze. Child of God, I say no more failure. Fire will blaze, Holy Ghost fire will blaze. Child of God, I say no more foreigners. Fire will blaze, fire will blaze. Child of God, I say no more premature death. Fire will blaze, Holy Ghost fire will blaze. Click it up, click it up, click it up, click it up. Holy Ghost fire will blaze. Do it. Fire will blaze, Holy Ghost fire will blaze. Every evil of God that gather themselves against you and say that they will not let you go. For each time your blessing stand in front of your blessings and say you will never go forward. And you wonder, but God, why I cannot succeed. In the name of Jesus, in the name of the Lion of the tribe of Judah, the Bible says the devil is a holy liar, but our God is the holy liar and the conquering liar of the tribe of Judah. They will fall. They will fall. See, they will fall. They will fall. They will fall. Lord, you are the most. Lord, you are the most. Hallowed be thy name. Lord, you are the most. Hallowed be thy name. Lord, you are the most. Hallowed be thy name. You tell me, say, make I know. Everything's gonna be okay.
We want to say good day and welcome to Family Connection International on the forum Keeping in Touch, the forum where we share life teaching experiences and stay connected. We are here every Sunday at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. This forum is basically intended to promote community events and to also have discussion about religious leaders and what they are doing at their churches. Today, as always, I have with me Ben and Leva. Ben, how you doing?
I'm doing good, brother. And I'm glad to connect as usual. Again, all that we do on this program is all about connecting family, friends, organizations that are far and near, and at the end of the day, that God's name will be glorified. So I look forward to who we have today as our guest to see what God has in store for our discussion.
Great. Thank you so much, Ben. I also have with me Leva. Leva is also a co-host on the show. Minister Leva, I would say welcome.
Thank you, Brother Paulo Faxa. We want to give God the glory for another opportunity that we have again to be here in His presence. I want to say thank you guys for the show last week. I was not able to connect, but I thought the show, it was amazing. It was great. And I just want to applaud you guys. Today, again, it's another fascinating time with one of the candidates. And we look forward to getting the bags and nothing else but the picks. So I want to say God's blessings. And here we come. Thank you.
Great, great. By the way, this is Family Connection International. We are on the forum keeping in touch. For the past 2 weeks, we here every Sunday. We are hosting candidates for presidency for the Staten Island LeBron community. Staten Island is a borough, one of the boroughs of New York City. So the Liberians residing in Staten Island are going to elections to elect their leaders. The first Sunday, we have with us one of the candidates, Robert O'Reilly. And last Sunday, we have Benedict Snyder. Today, we are privileged and honored to have with us another candidate, our brother Benedict Mayon. We want to say, brother Benedict, Abednego, sorry. Brother Abednego, we want to say welcome. Everything is Abednego and, Reed. Brother Abednego, we want to say thank you so much for taking up your time. We know you have some program scheduled today, but we're not keeping you so long, maybe just an hour. We want to say thank you so much and welcome to our platform.
I just want to thank you all for taking the time to host me. And I want to say thanks to our listening audience who's out there and taking all their time to listen to the program to hear what we have to offer the community.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for joining us. For those who just joining us, this is a 1-hour program. If you have a comment, drop us a comment. If you have a question, drop us a question on our live Facebook field. You can also drop us a comment or question on our YouTube channel. We're also live on YouTube. And we'll pick up your question and send them over to our guests to answer them. But Abednego, let's start this ball rolling. Why do you want to be SILCA president?
I say I want to be SILCA president for 3 major reasons. First, to serve. Second, to implement. And third, to leave a foundation that our young people can follow tomorrow in helping our community move forward. That's the major 3 reasons I want to be SILCA president.
But what prepare you for this task? What are your skill set that you think you have prepared over the years that bring you to this point today that you are making this decision to become SILCA president?
First of all, I have a diverse background reaching from non-for-profit to profits, businesses, and organizations, to being a sole proprietor, to being an educator, and to be a mentor in cases. So I got like a diverse background for over the past 15 years that prepare me to take on this task. When it comes to leadership skill, I like to give my Christian, my church background. I grew up in a church where I came from Sunday school, as far as serving as international level, a representation for the young people. So I got like a lot of leadership skills when it comes to running both for-profit and non-for-profit organization like SILCA. I have an education background in business management, economic, and development planning. So I have worked in every sector you may think about.
Absolutely. I saw your flyer and you are running on change agenda. What is wrong with SILCA that you want to change?
All right, for too long, we have been living in the days of old. And it is important. That's how the Christian discipline saw it. That it was important to come with the New Testament after the Old Testament had been for too long. I think so now we move into a new era of this organization, wherein we can bring in fresh mind, people with fresh thinking, people who are not taking SILCA as a political institution, but who will look at SILCA as a non-for-profit and a serving organization wherein people can come and serve. People who is not behold to certain status of in a community, people who will say the right and say the true way the truth need to be. People who will be willing to serve. Because for so long we are stuck in this complacency with all moving forward. SILCA have been existing for the past 50 years plus. I will tell you that I was having a conversation with an elderly man who been in the community. Right now he's like 72 years old, and he was telling me about SILCA before the 1990 war in Liberia. So it's not something that has just started. And what are we proud of as a community, as the highest population within the Southern Island? What can we show for our years of existence? So we need somebody who is fresh, who will bring that new mind and that new thinking. We need a new generation who's willing to take on the mantle to move the community forward.
Yeah, you telling me that you made reference to the Old Testament. After the Old Testament come the New Testament. But before the New Testament came to being, it came about Jesus Christ being nailed on the cross and whatever. So my question here, can you pinpoint something? Be specific. This is wrong with SILCA. That's why I'm coming into this race to make this change. Because your agenda is basically on change. So you got to pinpoint those issues. I agree, SILCA been here for over 50 years. But what is wrong specifically to you that you are coming on board to have it corrected?
All right, I will tell you, SILCA do not communicate effectively with the people. There is no mean. If you want to reach SILCA today, there's no means for you to reach SILCA. That's one of the issues. If you want to have an issue within a community, if you need a representation, it takes too long for you to get a representation from SILCA. So are we fully represented within the community? What are the development projects that we can boast on? We say there's SILCA developmental project. What are those projects? There's nothing can we show them say this is for SILCA, SILCA built this, SILCA own this. So there are a lot of things that are lacking, which we in the community are aware of. But just an easy field, that's what I'm talking about. We don't have no central communication channel for which people can communicate with the community. We don't have no major developmental project. And we don't have no representation within the state we find ourselves in. And that's one of the reasons why I'm running.
If you just joining us, this is Founders Connection International on the forum, keeping in touch. If you have a comment, drop us a comment. On our live field, if you have a question, don't hesitate to drop us a question. You talk about communication skill, and I listened to your past debate. You promised to build a website before inauguration. Is the promise realistic? Because I know to build a website, you will need materials. You will need information that you can put together. Let's take, for instance, if the inauguration was to be held in 2 weeks after election, will you be able to have the website running?
Will we have the website running after inauguration? But I will tell you, that's why if we do win, we play inauguration. We're not going to history play something that is not befitting the community. We're going to carefully play something that is befitting the community. And I can tell you, it will not just be playing within 2 weeks' time. But as I speak with you, we are designing. We are in process of designing the website. How we want to know. We are talking with engineer as I speak with you. So it's not something that I will just start when I do win. It's something that I have already started working with engineer, and we are creating. We are looking at different design. How we want the website to look.
So tell us, can you give us timeline? What would be the timeline to have a SILCA website running under Abednego administration?
Like I said before, on the next or inaugural.
Yeah, but give us a timeline. We don't know when the inauguration. 2 months, 3 months. That means we'll start to count immediately after elections. Can we say
if inaugural is held within 1 month, we will have our website running within 1 month.
That's not realistic, Abednego, because I know what it entails to build a website. You cannot make a commitment that cannot be fulfilled. We're looking at reality. To build a website, I know what it entails. You need materials. You need past leaders. You need history of what? SILCA. How much do you know about SILCA to provide all these details on this website? Or is it just a single page you're going to put up to tell us that this is SILCA website?
It's not just a single page. That's why I tell you right now in consultation with past leader of SILCA. So I'm not just sitting there and not doing anything. I'm working as we speak. That's what I'm telling you. I'm collecting information that we need, resources that we need to get on our website. We're not just going to build a page and we say this is SILCA. Although it takes time for all the information that you think to go on the website to go there. So we're not just going to tell you, say, hey, if the website is shoot today, all the history of SILCA will be on our website. All the information you need for SILCA will be on our website. But we are telling you if the website is up, we'll have portion that you can go there and see current thing that is happening within SILCA. We're not telling you, say, oh, the website one more time, we have all the information you need, because some website takes 1 month, 6 months, some website take a year, depending on how you're building a website and how many information you want to be on our website.
So what are those things that you believe, if you have to be inaugurated in 1 month, that I can Google from the comfort of my home on my phone? It says SILCA put in Staten Island LeBron Committee. What can I see there? If I Google it, maybe after 1 more you are elected as president, what are some of those things I expect to see on our website?
You will see some basic information of SILCA, like how the organization, how long the organization been, the aim or objective of SILCA. You're going to see that information. You're going to see information about current leadership, and you're going to see information about current leadership project and program. That's the basic information you're going to get. You're going to have a section where you can go and register. You're going to have a section where you can go and pay dues. You're going to have a section where you can have a hotline to call or write a comment just in case you need leadership representation to set the issue. So you're going to have basic information that you can have on our website for now as we continue to develop the website.
If you're just joining us, this is Family Connection International on the forum. Keep it in touch. If you have a comment, drop us a comment. If you have a question, don't hesitate. Please drop us a question. Ben?
Thank you so much, Brother Solo. And to you, our guest, Brother Abednego Mayon, thank you, and I appreciate your willingness to be with us here today and at least shine a light on what are some of your plans in terms of the position that you are running for to become president of SILCA in that community that you live in. Now, I want to take a little step back to get to know you better, because as people in that community will be casting their votes for the various candidates, it's very important for people to know who actually you are. So in a nutshell, can you just tell us who is Abednego Mayon? When somebody say, hey, do you know Abednego Mayon? What will you say? Who you are?
Abednego Mayon is a native of Liberia who came to the United States, who did undergraduate in Liberia, graduated from high school in Liberia, got my first degree in management economics, came to the U.S. to obtain my master's degree on scholarship, where I obtained my master's degree in economic development and planning, and later moved to New York. I have been in New York for about 6 years and closely working with the young people as it relates to sport. For the past 3 years, we have hosted the IEM Barrow, which has been an annual event consistently for the past 3 years, bringing together more than 150 people within the community each year. Just 2020, before the eruption of COVID, we were planning to have one of the biggest July 26 celebration under the auspices of SILCA. So during that time, we brought together more than 10 head of auxiliary organization within the Liberian community. We were having meetings on a regular basis every Sunday and started the planning process January of 2020 before COVID erupted that shut down those plans. So I've been working with the community to see how best we can revamp the social aspect of the community since my coming to New York.
Thank you so much, Mr. Mayon. I appreciate that little insight in terms of who you are. Now, you are running to become a president of SILCA. What is the key factor behind your motive to run for this position? What has prompted you to run for this position?
Since my coming to the community, mostly I align myself with the young people and some of the older folks. And most of the time I hear that, each time we having something, we say, SILCA, let's go to the community. They're like, what is the community doing for us? We don't see what is the community doing. I spoke to more than 25 teenagers. Do you know any organization called SILCA? They're like, what is SILCA? We don't really know about those people. We haven't even heard about them. I like it's a Liberian community organization that is on Staten Island. They're like, we don't know about those people. We don't know about them. What do they do? So it started to feel like, because I grew up in an organization, So in a situation where the organization is in a community and an organization is not catering to the young people, there is a serious breach in transition because the young people are the future of the organization. So why would the young people not be on board, or why would the organization not reaching out in all they can do to bring on the young people so that when the older folks are gone, the young people can take over. So that's one of the moving things that really draw me closer to the organization, and that's one of the things I want to bridge that gap. That's one of the major reasons I'm running for leadership within the organization, to see how best we can get our young people involved, to see how best we can get our kids involved within the organization in the community.
Great. Now, just this might be something very little, but just to get a clarity on the name of the organization, is this SILCA or SOCA?
SILCA.
SILCA, right?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Thank you. I just want to make sure that I'm getting that correct. So with this desire of yours to bring the young people together in that community, because as you said, a community without programs or activities that involve young people is obviously bound to head into a downward spiral. Now, what is your number one priority if you become president of this community? What would be your number one priority that you want to implement?
My number one priority is to make sure we have communication within a community. We should be able to communicate with our people should be able to communicate with us. Because one of the issues we see, whenever organization is not communicating effectively, it leaves a vacuum for people to independently think for themselves. And because we cannot control these thinking, some of these thinking create division, some of these thinking create hatred, some of these thinking create frustration. And that's one of the reasons why a lot of people are reluctant to actively get involved within an organization, because of lack of communication. I will tell you now that SILCA is hiring election, and 2% of the population in the community is not even aware of the election. I call people to be like, I don't know, say you're hiring election, but in which we bridge that gap of communication where we can effectively communicate with our people, where they can see what we're doing and we're telling them what's happening within the community. I'm sure they're going to get involved. So that's why that's why I'm focusing on before inaugural, building our website and having that effective communication to our people and having that accountability with our people, where they can go and see something, where they can have that central point, because SILCA don't really have an office, or where they can go and get information from. And people not just telling them they say, and they're not just trying to get some information that they cannot get anywhere. So communication will be the first thing I've decided to work on.
Great, thank you. Communication is very important in any organization for that matter. But Mr. Mayon, can you give me an example of how effectively were you able to use communication in your past experience that will serve as a springboard in this coming leadership contest that you are having?
I would say, like, in our days of work, I became a manager and one of the bigger organizations in America, Amazon. And where you get to work and they got 3 million things going on and you're having to figure what you got to do. So if you cannot effectively communicate, you will waste management time thinking on what to do. Is the easiest thing, and the easiest thing for you to do is just to send somebody a text message or send that chat message to somebody and be like, oh, how can I get this stuff done? And somebody will be there to respond to you. I always tell people, I like critical example. If I were going to the barber shop and my wife asks me, when will you be back? If I tell my wife like 30 minutes, if I get to the barber shop and I saw 5 persons sitting waiting to cut their hair, the simplest thing I would do is simply to call my wife back and say, I got 5 persons sitting here, I'm not going to take 30 minutes. But the ordinary thing most people would do was sit at that barber shop for 2 hours, we're all communicating. And when their wife called by and be like, why you telling me, why you spending 2 hours with that type of voice and thing, and they want to come back with a hash for. I've been to the barber shop, I was saying, what do you think I'm doing? But the simplest thing was for you to do as a person is just for you to communicate. Hey, babe, I'm at the barber shop, 5 persons in front of me. I told you 30 minutes, but you're going to take me 2 hours. and all the confusion, all the wrong thinking will die down. But each time we don't communicate, a lot of wrong thing goes on. So that's why communication is very fundamental to everything I do in my days of work and in my professional life.
Great. Did I hear you say that you serve as a manager of one of the largest companies in America? And if so, what is that company that you serve as a manager? If you won't mind sharing.
I'm currently a manager at Amazon.
Okay, currently a manager at Amazon. Thank you for that, and I appreciate your being upfront with telling us where you work and what position you hold. Great. So, when you become president, if you are elected and you become president of this organization, you just rightly stated from your side of the equation that number one priority is communication. Now, what would be your input or what would be your stand in terms of the outgoing administration? What sort of measures will you take against the outgoing administration in terms of accountability?
I think we want to have a smooth transitional where any outgoing administration can open a tent whatsoever information they have, financial information, project information to the community, because it's not about me who's coming at new leadership. It's about doing due diligence. And if the community sees fitting that any other proceeding like auditing be taken to create due diligence for new administration, the community will make a decision on that. I'm not going to tell you, say, oh, I'm going to do so and so thing with the outgoing government. No, it's a community decision to make what the thing is necessary measure to be done. But I'm going to tell you that we're going to be transparent. So everything that will be turned over to us, we're going to make them public. If the community do certify, if they need another redress for certain thing, we're going to work with the community and have that redress. But I'm not going to tell you, say, oh, I'm going to do so and so thing to the new administration. Remember, leadership is not something easy. So you cannot just come and say things that you don't have facts over. For every decision I made, I should have significant fact for every decision I have to make. So until these facts are presented, I'm not going to tell you, say, I'm going to do so and so thing about the new administration. But I just hope for a smooth transition, and we will take it from there.
Okay, so thank you for that. But personally, you as a candidate, I know you want to wait on the community to decide as to whether you can take an action or not. But if you have the opportunity to institute an audit of the exiting leadership, the outgoing leadership, will you personally be willing to institute audit practices to keep accountability to the highest level?
If it becomes necessary, if the facts presented to our leadership team and we see the need, we will conduct the audit. But we need all the facts to make that decision.
Great. Thank you so much, and I appreciate your insight. I think my friend has a follow-up question. My colleague has a follow-up question. That is Mr. Solomon Fassad. Solo, are you there?
Yes, I'm here, man. I think you just rightly asked a question, but Brother Bernard don't want to be upfront. If you have the authority to audit the previous leadership, let me frame it the other way. Will you perform the audit?
If the audit is necessary, that's why I said.
If you have the authority, get my question. If you have that authority as president-elect that have been inaugurated to audit past leadership, will you perform that audit?
That's why I said, if it becomes necessary to do so. Why would I say I will perform audit if audit is not necessary? Audit has to be necessary before you perform audit. Do we want to do a due diligence to know what are we taking over? We're gonna do that. That's not have to be an audit. We're gonna do a financial due diligence to investigate how many accounts are outside there and how these accounts can help the community. Those does not have to be like an audit, but we're gonna do like financial due diligence to see what we're taking, what we're inheriting, and how we moving forward.
I don't know. Before Ben come in, this is an issue of accountability. If you can audit previous leadership, it means you yourself will not submit to others subsequently. I make reference to Liberia. The African president, he made a mistake by not holding the previous government accountable. So if you are scared to hold previous leadership accountable, it means you will not be accountable in the future. Can we lay that message? How do you
I would say scare would be too strong of a word to use, because once the authority is given and the people need an audit, we're going to audit. So if you say scare, well, the case should present itself for audit. So we're not going to just do things to start to say, oh, we want to witch hunt people and all of that. The board, if the board come out, you are running for the board. If the board do come out and say we want to audit and it's passed unanimous by the board that we have to audit, we will audit. But we're gonna do things according to the Constitution, and we're gonna do things that is in our purview. So if audit becomes necessary, like I said, we're gonna audit. We're not afraid to audit anybody, because if I win and I'm leaving, I want myself to be audited. And if I'm taking over, I want for the people to know financially how much money is on him for which is being turned over to me. I don't want to do anything in secret. So this information going to be there. So if we have to audit, we're going to audit. In case we send for a bank statement, we say, just a bank statement, the bank statement comes and we got like $5 in the account. So I don't know how many money came in. We don't have record how many money came in. Is that what we're going to do to say, oh, we heard that $50,000 came in, where did he use the money? We need fast to conduct, we need fast to enable us to say we need audit on that. So it's not that we are afraid, but we need to base our information on facts to make decisions. We don't have to base our information on what people say or skepticism. So we need to base our information on facts. Is the facts presented before us have the need that we conduct audit going to be conducted? That's why I said, if we see it necessary as a team, as a leadership, we will do due diligence to the community.
Thank you so much, Mr. Mayon. I appreciate your insight and your responses as we discuss this very important topic. All right. At this time, I want to turn the floor over to my colleague, Minister Levi, to take over the questioning.
Hey, good evening, Mr. Mayon. Welcome to the program.
Good evening, and thank you for having me.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Mayor, you spoke about communication and the community being divided. I want to know, what is your plan concerning uniting the community, especially when it comes to people that have served in the past and people that are serving now? What kind of a relationship are you trying to build, or you intend to build? Are you reaching out to them? Are you in good rapport with the Agri leadership or people that have served, before this leadership that is currently serving? What is your strategy? What are you doing?
I'm having a consultation with our leadership. Like I always tell people, before you make the new mat, you have to sit on the old one. So two things I do when I have consultation with our leadership. I present them my idea and my platform and ask them for their input. And the next thing I ask them, what was some of your challenges? What you have done better that you think you will need me to do? So as they explain these things to me, I take notes. So I'm not just running, or I'm not just saying I want to be president with all knowing duties of the organization, with all knowing what caused past leadership to fail, and with all knowing what better foundation I can lay for the young people. Because remember, I'm a young person. I'm vying for this position. If I do not succeed, I'm failing a whole generation, not just myself. I'm failing a whole generation. Because why would give the people the cause to want to give leadership to another young person? So I'm doing all the necessary homework I can do to make sure the community succeeds, to make sure our team succeeds.
Oh, thank you. Have you gotten the endorsement of past leader? If so, can you name a few?
I would say endorsement comes from people who want to endorse publicly. So I'm not going to give you the name of people who are endorsed me because they have not said it public yet. So if they want to do it, I'm sure they will do it public. It's upon them to do a public endorsement.
But do you have the backing of some of the previous leaders that have served?
I would tell you from my platform and from our conversation, some leaders have given me their support, others are still on the fence.
Thank you very much. It brings me to this question. A lot of people want to know. My colleague asked you concerning who Mr. Abednego Mayon race, and you skip a portion that has to do with your family cycle, as to whether you marry, as to whether you have children. Because remember, the scripture says in First Timothy chapter 3, if you read verse number 1 to come down, it says, "Who that inspires for good in a big office or a leadership office, inspire for good thing." But a leader should be, I mean, one wife, I mean, he should be teachable, he should be somebody not greedy and SYZ for luxury and so on. So we want to know, who is Abednego Mayon? Are you married? Do you have children? Do you have family? Because you want us to entrust you with an entire community. So can you give a little information as to your family?
Yeah, I'm married. I'm married, and my wife had two wonderful boys. So I'm a family man.
You marrying your family man. That's good. So, Brother Mayor, you pointed out the failures. One of the failures of the Algorian leadership. You said they weren't able to communicate very effectively and efficiently. So there was a gap between the people and the leadership. Through your study, do you have some of the successes that you can point out that in as much as these leaders did not perform to the fullest, but they were able to do X, Y, and Z? Do you have few of those successes?
I can say we still have a leadership that is conducting election. So that's one of the success. And election has been transparent so far. The process started. We can say we still have the food pantry going on. So that's critical to the leadership, because with all leadership, I think the food pantry will be taken away. So that's like the two major issue I can say that has been a success. We had like a July 26 program that was in Grand Star under the auspices of this current leadership. So we have been having some consultation and meetings and planning under the leadership. Like I said, January 2020, we started planning to have July 26 program. The leadership was part of that planning.
According to this platform investigations from other sources, there have been a gap between the executive and the board. What kind of a leadership do you envisage when it comes to when you are elected? To what kind of a relationship do you think you want to have with the board? Can you state that for clarity?
I want to have wife-husband relationship with the board. If I say wife-husband relationship or father-children relationship, it means we all should work together for the greater good of the community. I don't want to have a divisive relationship with the board. I want to have a relationship that we can disagree or agree on what is necessary and better for the community. What we personally disagree when it comes to the community, I want for us to have an agreement. If you tell me, say, Abednego, this thing you want to take on is wrong, come there and say, let's do it this way. But you will not say this is wrong, or you have no alternative. So I want to have that quarter relationship with the board. We want to be friends. We want to be family with the same agenda of helping our community move forward. So we want to have one agenda, helping the community move forward.
One agenda helping the community to move forward. That's brilliantly said. It brings me to my next question, brother Benico. Uh, you got three people aspiring for this identical office. What makes you the best among the rest? That the community should entrust you with their vote.
What set me aside, I got a vision, I got a plan, and I got a time. I always tell people, I say, the situation our community is currently in, we need someone that have the time. Why do I say I have the time? I'm somehow privileged to work with Amazon, where I work 4 days a week and make a salary that people make that work 5 days a week. So I have sufficient free time. If I never have free time to help this community, I would not be running, because I don't like to be part of anything that fails. Anything I get involved in, people who know me will tell you I put my 100% into it because I want to see it succeed. I'm
Thank you.
laying on my 3 visions to you here tonight: unification, community development, community representation, and participation. And we just talking about community unification. See how far we are gone. When we start talking about community development, I will start laying you details some of the program I want to have for the community. And not forgetting the young people. We want to bring change to this community. We have the energy. So we asking the community, let them give us a chance to bring a change that the community want to see.
Thank you
Some of
very
these
much.
people have been in the community for like 10, 15 years. They have been in leadership. What different have they done? For which community should we trust them this time? What achievement can they show? Say there's an achievement when I was on the board, when I was board chairman. This is what we achieved for the community. What tangible achievement can they show? One of my brothers said that he went setback because the community was not doing anything that was interested to him. But you know what I did when I came on? I started bringing young people together. January 2020, after we saw a year had lapsed with our July 26 event, we brought 10 auxiliary organizations together to start in January to start planning for the July 26 program for that year. So we have not been sitting back and just watching and see that good thing come before we start to come on board. We have been working for the community. The community have been on our mind.
Thank you very much, Brother Mayor. You spoke of 3 main plaques that you are outing to run on, or you are running on, things that you think will transform the organization SILCA positively, or the Liberian Community Association. Do you care to elaborate a little bit on those 3 pillars?
All right, I said community unification, which I'm using communication as a cornerstone to unify the community, which intends on building a website. When we build our website, we will hold ourselves accountable and will be transparent enough that the community people will see in real time things that are happening within the community. If we write a grant for a grant, we'll be having project biometer. It will tell you the stages. It will see the document that we fill in. We're not just telling you say we write a grant, but you'll see the documentation of that grant. If that grant was accepted, it will be on a project biometer. And you'll see the documentation that grant was accepted. If that grant was denied, you're gonna see that grant was denied. So if you pay your dues, you're gonna see on our website you pay your dues. We will be putting the best statement every month in our operational expenditure on our website to help to bring people together. Because if people see the need to work with you, they will come to work with you. Because they know you're not just talking for talking's sake, but you are doing action. And that's why I believe in action. When it comes to community development, we are talking about adult literacy program. We are talking about mentorship program for our youth. I personally mentor over 25 young people around the country. Why our youth not being mentored when it comes to decision to help them which college to go to, which area of specialization to do, how can they write their essay? Why are they left alone? We have professional people within our community. Why are we not helping our young people? How many young boys and girls who graduated from high school now even have somebody to talk to about their choice of college? So we don't have these mentorship programs going on. We're talking about youth retreat. We want to take our kids out of the community.
You need to adjust your audio. Your audio is coming kind of poor. Check your audio out.
Okay, of course, while Brother Benitez is working on his audio, because it's coming a little bit ugly. That I think the followers out there are complaining that they can't just get him clear. We wanted to show you that in few minutes we're going to be coming. We're going to be bringing for your questions. For those of you that are writing your questions on our live Facebook page, we're going to be reading out those questions immediately when we get done with the plight of Brother Benedict. Brother Benedict, you can go ahead.
So, like I said, we want to have at least 3 to 4 times a year.
Excuse me, Brother Benedict. Is it possible that you just log out and log back in? Because I think that probably a call came in and disrupted the whole sound. Can you just log off and log in?
All right, I'll do that.
Okay.
Thank you so much, Brother Benedict. This is Family Connection International on the forum, Keeping in Touch. I know Brother Benedict is only here for an hour. He have a pending program coming up. And Brother Lever.
Yes, brother.
I know we are here in a capacity as moderators to give Benedict his opportunity to sell his agenda. We are not here to campaign. I think this whole community initiative is like everybody coming together to see how the community can go forward. There's a lot of anxiety. There are a lot of people getting involved. So my concern is all these people who are contesting, are you sure that after they lose, will they still be on board? These are some of the things we are concerned about.
It depends. It depends. We are following the event. We are following it. We see some candidates uniting, putting a united front. They are going out for the same position, but they are still talking to each other. They are still doing consultations, and they are still working in the backgrounds. And I think that's a very good spirit. I foresee the community coming together after this election. Okay, because it's not only about me, it's not only about greed. That's why I'm seeing in some corners. Why in other corners we see people wanting to stay on their own lane to portray their own idea and make sure that they can do whatever they want to do. So I believe for sure that if the leaders that we see working together, if any of them becomes victorious, definitely I think they will be able to work together in a united front. But I think Brother Benedict just joined us. We can switch studio.
Brother Benedict, go ahead. You are in flight. Maybe just continue from where you ended.
Yeah, so we want to have a youth quality retreat for our kids and young people. We want to take them out of the community, take them out there where we can educate them about their parent background, where their parent came from, educate them about the culture across the ocean, and instill some discipline in them. Some of them who are doing well in school, we want to give them present that will help motivate the rest of the kids to want to do well in school. We want to have that one-on-one conversation with them. Anything that we can do as a community to help them from their own perspective. What the thing we're not doing? What are they facing parents at school? We want to have all this information. So if we prepare an after school program, we know how to prepare after school program. But we want to give our children the right for education. We want to instill in them some of those disciplines that we got from our parents back home that make us productive and positive citizens of today. So we want to have those conversations with our children on a quarterly youth retreat. We want to have like financial literacy program for our community. What are these light-skinned people out there doing better than us with the dark-skinned people? What are we doing wrong with our finances? Are we directing our finances in the wrong direction? We want to have that financial literacy program to help our people have to manage their resources. So we also want to have psycho and social counseling. Since most of our parents left the war, we see that it's still under that trauma. But because we are African, we are strong, we don't see the need to have these things. So we want to bring these things closer to our community. We from an immigration background. We want to have immigration services. We want to have more civil engagement and community engagement with our people within the community. I want to call my senior citizen on the weekend and just check on her. Oh, mommy, how are you? How you doing? How's everything? You got all your medication? I just checking to see. Is the elevator in the building working? You want to come down? Did you receive your food? So we want to be checking our people. We want to be more engaged with our other people. Why we are young people in the community? Why are other people coming from 6th floor, 3rd floor to come to the food pantry? Why can't we set up a program that our teenagers can take food to our parents where they cannot easily come down the steps? Why can't we do that? We from a culture that we support our older people. I would not be sitting here and I would see a young woman leaving from the house, going to the store to buy something. I want to take that initiative to go and buy it for her. So we want to instill that discipline within our children because that's a discipline we came out with. I want to be on the bus and not see a young lady standing and keep sitting in my seat. I want to give that young lady that seat and let me stand. So that's one of the discipline we talk about. That's what we need to have this interaction with our young people to instill some of the discipline in there.
Thank you so much, Brother Abednego. I know we have a lot to talk about, but I know you got some program pending. We just like to take a few of our comments from our many followers. Will your administration be willing to conduct an audit on the past administration? I think you addressed that issue already. Let's see the next one. What's your administration plan when it comes to regaining the community trust? When it comes to transparency, if elected? Can you address it?
Like I said, Adam, that is one of the primary reasons we try to build our website because we want to be transparent enough that the information out there that we're not leaving these vacuum open for people to independently think. Our financial statement, our bank statement, everything that has to do with program going to be out there on our website. So people can go and see for themselves. If people have issue, they can call and talk to somebody in real time about the issue they have. So we want to be transparent as well because in Erie, we don't have place for this information. Where are we going to put them? If we're doing something better, how are we going to effectively communicate with the people? That's why we need these websites because I didn't go to the bank today and get a bank statement. Where can I go around? Do I have to go everywhere to everybody hustles to show them the community bank statement? No. But if I got a website, we can put that bank statement on the website. Anybody can go there and see that bank statement. But when you talk about transfer, I've already started that process. My team was the only team that raised money and came up with a financial report. So to tell you that we are started being transparent with the community.
Thank you so much, Brother Abednego, because we got a lot of comment and we want to take them quickly. Please be brief with your response because I know you got engagement to go. Can you please give us 2 or 3 plans of your short and long-term plan, if you like that? I think you have discussed some of these things, but let me try to paraphrase this question. What is your plan for the first month, if you like that? The first month, what will you do in the first month?
The first one, I want to have consultation meeting with 3 setters that I have considered within the community. I want to have consultation meeting with the spiritual leader of the community. I want to have a consultation meeting with all auxiliary organization leadership within the community. I want to have consultation meeting with the past leadership, and I want to have a consultation meeting with my own administration leadership. So that's how the team will be working with in the first month as we move on to build a team and as we working on launching that website. That will be our first project for the first month.
From 1 to 10, what grade will you give the outgoing leadership?
I would say I would give them 5.
You mean 5%?
Yeah. You said from 1 to 10.
All right. We agree. So this is the next one. What changes will you seek to make if elected, and how will you motivate others to get involved with the organization?
I'll motivate others first by being transparent. That's the first thing. And by motivating them to have these civil engagement, to have these talks. What making our community divide? What can we all do to bring our community together? We have to have these civil engagement. That's the only way we're going to be able to work together as a community. So we're going to engage people as we are currently engaging people. So that we have a meet and greet program that will organize to see how best we can engage our community. So we have already started the engagement process with our community. So these are strategies in which we are putting in place to see how best we can engage our people. On that website, we'll be collecting data for the community because we don't want to go right for grade and we don't have accurate number. So on that website, we'll be collecting data for the community. How many old people? How many young people? What's their age group? How many children? What's their age group? So we'll be having lots of consultation meeting while we work to build our database to write for grant and other funding for projects within the community.
Thank you so much. I think we'll hit our 1 hour mark, but I just want to give you an opportunity. This issue came out during the last debate. It is alleged that Rosa production players are leaving the team due to your poor management. If you cannot manage Rosa, will you be able to manage SILCA? I think one of the candidates raised this issue. You never had the opportunity to address yourself. We understand you manage Rosa, and most of the players, you talk about sport, and the players you manage on Rosa, according to information, I don't know, are leaving Rosa because maybe a poor management skill, or maybe they're not being satisfied. We'll give you the opportunity to tell us, is this information true? If it is true, what's happened? If it is not true, how is Rosa players doing under your leadership?
All right. The first thing, the information is not true. That's the first thing. When I was invited to help the organization, Rosa had no team. So we were designing strategy to reawaken, to build Rosa, the rebrand Rosa. And we have been carrying on the process for the past 3 years. And this year, Rosa will be holding their 40th anniversary in grand style. I can tell you that. And have all been through a collective hard work to make this happen. So if somebody say Rosa player were leaving, I don't know where they took that information from. Because when I came on board to help the team, players were nowhere to be found. We used to rally around, find players to go play a game. So if person say, oh, Abednego manage Rosa player leaving, let that person tell you how many tournaments had Rosa taken part in before I came and when I came on board, and how I've been in sporting activity. And I'm not and bringing on the young people involved within the community is not just about Rosa. I have been hosting the annual IE Barrow that bring more than 36 young players together for the past 3 years. And they have been independently sponsoring themselves every year. So if I was not holding that project, we'll have no sporting activity within the community.
Mr. Abednego, thank you so much tonight for taking up your time. I know 1 hour mark have already been clocked, but we still want to give you an opportunity maybe to say what do you have as your closing statement to your community. What do you have to tell them that maybe we did not ask you tonight?
I would just like to tell my community, if you participate in this election, which I want you to do, I want every member of the community to participate, because that's the foundation of getting involved within a community. Because if you cannot participate, then you cannot sit on the fence to complain. So come May 8th, vote, and vote for a person who you think will make a change in the community. Be an informed voter. Do not just vote based on sympathy. Do not just vote based on they say yes. Get it fast for yourself and make a wise decision. And I'm telling you, my agenda and my vision present a positive way forward for our community. And we ask that you let us, that we will see our community move another level. My vice president is Helena Abuja. She's hardworking. She has been working all day to have the meet and greet successful. I want to give her thanks. I want to give her thanks to the rest of the candidates who are currently attending this program to make it successful. I always tell people it's all about our community. It's not all about me. It's all about our community. Like we work together, like keep united. Let's move Staten Island forward. And I want to thank you all for taking your time to host this show.
Thank you so much. It's a meet and greet. All roads leads to 160. Is it a recreation room 160?
Behind the building 160.
160. All roads lead to 160 behind the building. Whoever wins, there should be a leader. Only one leader out of three. Your time this time around. Another time. It's all about the community.
Lord, you are the most
Right there. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. I'm Carlos Foreman Foster, my co-host Dan Ketchel, Minister Levi Tatos Diner. We'll be back here Sunday with another guest.
on Wednesday.
Wednesday, have a good
I
night.
walk it out till Thursday morning. I be chilling on a Friday. I play some shows on a Saturday. If you ask me what my best day is, it's when I praise you on Sunday morning. I got my throat in my mouth.